The clans are ready to fight.
Hello Total War Gamers, my name is Deacon and welcome back to another series of battles with Arminius. And unfortunately my previous recording of my last two sessions has failed to record. I ran out of disk space halfway during those engagements, and I disposed of all my recordings once I'd figured out that had happened, and unfortunately also the arena recording went lost, and I don't know how much of gameplay was in there in the recording anyway. So you've missed out on two matches that I played, but on the other hand you didn't miss much. They weren't terribly exciting matches anyway. Both of them were lost, and well, I don't really care whether I win or lose, but of course winning is always more fun than losing. Also more rewarding actually. You get a lot more XP and silver out of that compared to a loss. Now it is a special weekend. CA has been giving away free gold coins to spend on stuff, and I'm just gonna keep them. I'm not gonna spend anything as of yet. I don't mind spending a couple of gold coins, but as I've said before, I don't really like, or I don't care about the cosmetics. Apart from the start screen, we're not ever going to see much of it anyway, especially not during gameplay, because the pace is just way too fast. And the special units, there may be one that I'd like to have, which is like much later in the game, in the end game, a higher tier. But I'd need to buy extra gold for that, and I'm most curious actually how the player base of this game will be after launch. And they split up the geographic regions into like Europe, Asia and North America. So it's practically a mechanic that could use the player base. If you compare it to like EVE Online, when you have just a single server with all players from around the world on the same server. I think it's a much more preferable way to set up a game like this rather than dividing it. I guess they are anticipating server problems and queue problems and connection problems if they are just too far apart, but there's also no choice. I mean, if I were the kind of player that plays at night in Europe because of, I don't know, particular shifts that I would have, or say that most of my friends are in the United States, then there's just no way to play with them. And that, I think, is a limitation I'd like to see them get rid of before launch, really. Because even now, we are joining a game session after 2.5 minutes. So that has to say something about the player base. And right now, we're only like tier 2 or 3. So I suppose the lower tiers are more populated than the higher ones. I think actually the population will decrease the further you advance. This is also a reason why I think paying for faster XP doesn't really pay off, because the guys that are fighting up in the higher tiers, they clock their hours, and you simply need those hours of practice to really contribute anything. And this is another kind of game. The experience that you may have in other Total War games can help you a little bit, but I don't expect too much out of that. So I recommend any player just taking it slow, learning the game and all its mechanics, learning the maps and tactics, so that you're better able to contribute. Now, Capitol Hill, I think is a map that doesn't really favor cavalry all too much, particularly in here with all those buildings. There's not so very much that you can do. Here in support, however, of spares, more spares and javelins, there actually is stuff we can do. Now, 2 of our slots are still empty. The clock is already ticking. I hope we don't have...
Capture their base or cut them
The
down.
enemy has an AI bot. And so do we. Now, I'm gonna let these guys, Twinkie
Shock cavalry.
and the other type, do our scouting for us. And I'm gonna try and move around the edges here.
Shock cavalry. Double time. Shock cavalry.
Not sure what they're up to. Now they're gonna come out in the open where there's nothing to see really here, so I really wouldn't know why you'd want to give up your cover. Here is archers.
Shock cavalry. Quick march.
Now this is spares against milites. He's withdrawing. But
The enemy draws first blood.
it's mostly levies and so on. Okay, let's move in.
Run. Shock cavalry. Forward.
So these hoplites,
Awaiting orders. Apace. Shock cavalry.
now we have our body coming along. I think we've stayed in melee for too long already. Those hoplites are just, we're gonna lose even more. Now Twinkie is getting destroyed. And this guy, he's not, he's engaged as well. Even from the rear, it's not a real good. Let's hope they rout. They do. And now I'm gonna pull out. See if I can, no. Can't deal with the archers. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way back here. See if we can charge these from the flank. But already most are in an effort to save. Oh man, look. He's being overpowered by 3 other players. And also... shite. If you consider the balance bar here, we're not doing too well. This single unit of archers is going to pick apart the rest of this guy. They are breaking off their engagement, they're both withdrawing. So Twinkie is going to get screwed. There's no way I can hurt those archers. And our base is here already. So, we're gonna lose our base soon as well, because the left flank broke. Now our general, our commander, is losing morale. He's not under fire, so he's just gonna disappear. Why is he charging? We are being pursued by at least 1 unit, but they're all coming. They smell blood now. Even more spares in there. Our bodies continue to fight in the center, but we're going to lose our base if nobody responds. And it doesn't look like that. And with my tiny units here, there's not much more I can do. So we are going to lose this match, and it's going to take quite some time before that actually happens.
The enemy base will soon be ours.
We've lost our commander. Let's see this unit here. Let's get some visibility for the team. See if anything is approaching here. No. Here? Okay, I'm also gonna move this one out, and now these archers are unprotected. So let's rush.
Run them down.
Run them. Oh, damn. Is there a wall in between here? Seems like I can't move. But he has his hoplites in the back, so... still... No, 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 no. So he has seen us and he's covering that flank. And now archers are firing upon us. And maybe if I go around the other flank. He's gonna move to defend his archers, which I guess is alright. And alright. Now these milites here might be an opportune target. And now he's moving his hoplites over here. So again, there's nothing I can do. Let's move, see if I can move here. And now he's moving back his hoplites. So this player is not giving me any opportunity of doing damage to them. Not at all. Oh wow.
Blood, blood, blood.
Um,
Moving.
well, we're done. No, I'm not gonna exit. Allied base capture. Then what do they have? Oh, there's just that very little tiny unit of scouts. No. Let's see what happens here. Interesting. We are numerically at a disadvantage. Yeah, and now their capturing effort is going faster than ours. So yeah. Look what we have left compared to what they have left. So we are finished. Too bad, really. So I hope they'll. How is the capture of the Allied base going slower? It's like a suicide attack by Kolka over here. 2 units of milites. But no. It's all futile. How is their base going? Iradian is close to... yeah. I've killed only 4 of those hoplites with my recharge. So even though I've charged with 3 units in the rear of a single hoplite unit, I've only managed to kill 4. Now that's discouraging. Still, some arrows are being fired, must be on those last milites of Kolka in here. Now he's all dead and it's done. Well, I don't expect any rewards really. A tiny bit of XP and silver. And then unit XP, well, that's even a surprise. Now let's see if we can do that again and have any more success than this round. It's so easy to lose entire units fast when they're fully surrounded. Now this went a lot faster. The Battle of Marathon. This looks like a swamp area in the center that's gonna bog down units, reduce their speed. There's a watchtower in the center, which only... It does help out if you have artillery like we have here. And some archery, which we hardly have at all. So hardly any archers. 2 squads of cav. 3 actually, here's another one. Not too many spears though. Just this one guy. One of theirs is still loading up. Must be a poor internet connection. And if not, it's going to take 40 seconds and then he's being replaced by the CPU. Well, let's just see. None of the names that are with us now were in the previous battle, and same goes for these guys. Now they have 2 groups of people that are playing together, so if they have any coordination through Discord or whatever, may give them an advantage. Let's see how our collective intelligence is doing. I'm gonna go here and use this forest to either charge into the center or towards the beach. Now all that isn't really going to help if no infantry moves along the beach. So here's all cav, here's all mostly infantry. I don't really like how we've deployed here.
Capture their base or cut them down.
Someone is joining us in the forest here. Reeltung. Nobody pays attention to the watchtower. No. Even while Kaya Hop has... he has horses there. How silly. Oh man. Well, if I had been there, I would have gone for the watchtower. Now, spares. I'm gonna apply a new rule of thumb, which is I stay away from spares. Holy shit. Scouts, scouts, and more scouts. Raiders even. Missile troops. Okay, now there is milites over here. Now this guy is withdrawing. He finally... first blood still hasn't been drawn. Now the spares I really am going to leave up to the infantry. And right now there's too much cavalry in the center, so I'm just gonna pull back a little bit. We have some artillery that's right now applying the hurt on the enemy. There's a player who simply decided to go on an adventure all by himself. So I don't really see
Charge! Run! Forward! Our men are under attack!
Yes, they are. And I'm ordering them out. I think we've suffered some...
Fire upon us!
yeah, I think we suffered some friendly fire there. I was just about to say. Okay. Now I'm going in here. How are we doing here? Spares moving up the center. So let's cut off their retreat.
Run them down! Forward, onward! Keep moving! Shock cavalry! Charge! Forward! Charge!
Now he's using his charge ability to get away from me, which is okay. I can forgive him. But I'm gonna pursue anyway. So far, so good. Gonna disengage now. Atanas is still alive. That's interesting. All right. Now we are being hurt considerably by those Pila over there, but hopefully our cavalry friends here are going to take care of that. So right now I'm happy with how the cavalry engagements are being fought. Our base is under attack. We have him there. Now I see a lot of enemy
Run them down! Run! Forward! Keep moving! Kill them all!
Okay, we're gonna have to disengage now. Alright, we were losing one unit to the mix of... We're just gonna send these guys to the death.
Charge! Blood! Blood! Blood!
Okay, now these guys are routing. Hey, how nice, a catapult. Let's also kill that. What are Ascensi? Medium threat. Route. Okay, move out. Now they are again under attack, but now from another. These Ascensi, are they... They're completely surrounded. just not losing morale at all, just numbers. He's disconnected, but still. CPU. Oh, what's happening here? Alright, well, that concludes our episode. My game crashed and, well, too bad. Don't know what that was. I think it's an application error. But I'm gonna reload and see if there's any rewards to cap still, and if not, see you next time.